there he goes. IOR number 17. Well, he's going to start at 15th now.
Let's see what he can do. So we'll check out his racecraft in this race for sure. There'll be the guys in front of him trying to move forward. So usually the thing to do is find someone aggressive in the pack and follow them through. So there's a few of those guys in there for sure.
Steve Wilson in the 33 will now have the pole position alongside Nandy Kiss, has raced here in the Dunlop Series. Matty Nolan, the Queenslander, out of P3 alongside Craig Woods, still new to the series. Fisher and Edwards. I'm liking Fisher for this one. Third row start, and a lot of the big names are a bit further back, like Hansford, Dontis. Cedars, the championship leader, alongside Kim Jane on a very much star-studded row 7. And how about the guy starting last? After a DNF yesterday, Ryle Harris, with a bit of work to do. So Mason Barbera, the plan for this one, he says, I'll just let Ryle go past and I'll just follow him.
It's not a bad move. So Ryle's not really in the championship hunt. And bumper bars for these things aren't expensive, so let's see what happens.
Great day to be trackside here at the Castrol Edge Townsville 400. There was a bit of a queue at the gate of people coming in nice and early trying to get there. Yeah, a good seat in the house. Everyone wants to be here to see if Jamie Whincup can make history. You reckon hundreds on the cards today for him?
Oh, definitely. He sort of controlled that race yesterday, didn't he? And he's in a good spot at the moment. Him and Couchy look like they're gelling really well, and they're making changes to the car all the time and getting faster.
It was a big day yesterday for Red Bull in that 1-2. We've got qualifying, a top 10 shootout, obviously today as well, before the big one happens at around 4 o'clock local time today. This is the second race for the Utes. They have another one coming up a bit later, but the championship looks like this. So Cedars extended that points lead out over Nathan Pretty. Had a chat to Ryan Hansford today. He's just struggling for grip at this part of the track. The last sector, it just seems to be really wanting for grip for Hansford.
It's a strange corner. It's you can really hustle it in there and lose it on the exit. It's just one of those ones where you can either get it right or get it wrong, just with a bit too much throttle.
The man alongside me won a reverse grid race here at this track, but that was in the Dunlop Series. That was your last win in DVS, actually.
Yeah, it probably was.
And we're on board there with Craig Dontis, his twin brother. Will be starting a couple rows behind him. Here he is pulling up in the number 5 car. 17 drivers on the grid. Ryle Harris, the defending champ, to start from last. It's almost a proper reverse grid race the whole way through, really. It's going to be exciting. Steve Wilson will be a very nervous man right there alongside Nandy Kiss on the front row. Red lights are on. Sunday is race day in Townsville. We're going to kick it all off for the Utes. Even Stevens between that front row. Although I think Wilson should have it covered. Dontis, it's busy. Grab 4th gear and hang on.
Let's see what happens here.
Oh,
probably
no.
look for the outside run.
Oh, that was close. Fisher nearly got turned around off the bumper of Nolan. Graham Edwards goes up the inside.
3 wide, and 3 wide never works.
And Nandy Kiss gets turned around right in front of the pack. Steve Owen clips Barbera trying to sneak through. Hopefully they both escape without damage. And the championship leader is second last. Lucky not to get caught up in that one. And there's Pretty, so Pretty might be able to make some points up here today. We go on board with Nolan. Driving for the Cedars Racing Team. He's fallen back to 8th. Craig Dontis has had a great start. He's 7th.
Got some push there.
Oops. Ryle Harris with a little bit of contact with Woods. Jeremy Gray at the inside of Edwards. This is that chicane complex we saw on the track map.
So that's Gray in the 3rd. He's quick enough to get to the front. But as you predicted, Fisher's right there.
We go bouncing across turn 10.
Fisher sticks it in. He'll get this done easy.
Nice move. Wilson fancies himself a bit of over-under action. Tries to get the lead back, but it's a goner. Jesus Racing Ute is on the point. The pill draw worked nicely for him. And now he leads it from Wilson and Jeremy Gray, who's having a good race here. Oh, Barbera aggressively to the inside of Woods.
Oh, that was close. He nearly nailed Kim Jane there. Had to really wow it up.
If there's anyone that he would like to avoid hitting, I think it would be Kim Jane, because those two have been into each other a few times this year. As we go ripping through turn 1, under brakes down towards turn 2. It's Fisher with the lead. Here comes Hansford.
Hansford will get this done. He'll just get it stopped in time. Makes the apex. Dontis will try and go with him.
Huge lock-up for Nolan. He smoked that tyre big time on the right front. Okay, replay the start thanks to Yokohama, the tyre supplier of the V8 Utes. Wilson got a really good start, but check out the contact between Nolan and Fisher as they came through turn 1. It could have been absolutely huge, and this will be a great vantage point because Fisher made contact with this car. As you can see on the left-hand door, it's a car with a pretty good history.
Yeah, and he just got on the rev limit on the gear change, which slowed his momentum.
Oh.
That could have been massive.
Approaching 170 km an hour.
It actually helped Fisher out. It flicked into the inside of the track.
Oops.
And you can see someone down the inside of Nolan there, which made it 3 wide. It looked like he was the aggressor, but he was the meat in the sandwich. Not a lot he could do. You'll see it here. They go 3 wide.
It was Edwards, the local lad.
Yeah, 3 wide, bang, bang. It just never works.
We've seen so many times similar accidents at turn 2 in the Utes.
Yeah, you've got to be the guy on the inside. Only hope you've got to get him through there.
Oh. That was a pretty good tactic from Dondas, just stick it to the inside. Probably the safest way through there.
Yeah, mid-pack is where you've got to hang out. It's right on the inside of that corner. Gray's cleared. And McLeod's up the third now as well.
Hansford and Dontas now. Oh, Wilson doesn't know Dontas is there. He knows now.
He would have heard that one.
He shoves him out of the way. Dontas is on a charge. Oh, Ryle Harris facing the wrong way.
Barbera.
And race 1 winner Mason Barbera at the weekend. Not looking so good now.
It looks like he's parked up there, so...
And Kim Jane involved. So a few of the big names caught up. At turn 2 as McLeod applies the pressure.
Yeah, McLeod's got some car speed here now.
Reverse grid superstar, Jared McLeod, and unfortunately, after the win yesterday in the Iowa car, oh dear, he's got some
bit of toe in.
Big time. I think he's got it on both sides as well. That's not good.
Bob Jane T-Marts and get a wheel alignment for that. Good.
All right, here we...
It's in the background.
Oh.
Kim Jane goes up the inside. Obviously doesn't make the corner. Gets Ryle.
Oh, that's a rare one for Kimbo. He's
yeah, you could just see the smoke screen coming off the right front.
Now, how on earth that affected Mason Barbera?
I don't know, it might be something separate. It might just be a car failure.
Anyway, here we go. There's parts of Utes lying all around the Reed Park circuit.
And McLeod on grey now, with Hansford buying in on this one as well. 10 laps, 11 laps to go.
Hansford's been really good under brakes down at turn 2, but it's McLeod.
McLeod's got
oh,
yellow flag.
He can't do it. He's trying to pull out of it. He's seen it.
He hasn't seen it. No, he hasn't.
Oh, you can't pass under yellows. Now, he needs to give that spot back.
Yeah, he wouldn't have seen the flag because he was on the other side of...
And there's actually a driver standing in that area down there. Mason Barbera's out of his car. So it's not ideal.
So at that flag point, McLeod would have been blinded. He wouldn't have seen the flag waving because Gray was in his view. But he's not backing out of it. He's not giving it back.
Hopefully the team have a chance to tell him here. They would have seen what was going on from the TV cameras.
Yeah, best to give it back and then try and get him again.
It'd be frustrating because he's moved all the way to second. He wants to try and set sail for where Fisher is 3 seconds up the road.
Well, he's done his fastest sector of the race so far. Hansford having a look. Dontas is now on the back of Hansford, so...
And Nathan Pretty, he needs to pass some cars here. He needs to get as many points back on Cedars as possible. Cedars is in 11th, Pretty in 6th. There's...
So he lets him back by. Yeah. So he's got the call. He does it in a nice part of the track where he doesn't lose much time.
That's quite clever.
Yeah, really clever.
So this is the problem. Look to the right-hand side. There's the yellow flag.
There's no way he would have seen it. No way at all. So if Jared had seen that, he wouldn't have gone with that move, and he's given it back.
Still yellows down here, Paul, because we do have a Ute stranded, Mason Barbera.
So it's taking a good passing opportunity out of the circuit at the moment. Turn 2 down there is a perfect opportunity to pounce.
It's pretty much just turn 11's the best one, and maybe even the last corner.
Yeah, 11, 12, 13 complex in the last laps. Usually pretty good because you're not worried about the long run to turn 2. So would open up those last 3 corners to be a bit more aggressive. You're not really worried about getting past down at 2.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. Where he needs a good exit here, McLeod. This would be his chance. Not quite going to be close enough, I reckon,
yeah,
here.
he might gain up on him. He just have to pull out at the last minute if he's going to do it. That's what you got to do.
Having half a look.
Fake him out. A little bit of bumper here, trying to loosen him up. But Gray will hang on again. And he knows once he gets on the front straight, unless he misses a gear shift,
he's safe.
He's safe.
Here's the Burbank Homes entry, second in the points, chasing down Craig Dontis. He's having a killer season, actually, Dontis. On the podium a couple of times. Definitely been his best year. Had he not had that DNF at the opening, the third race at Phillip Island, he probably would be right in the championship hunt. Wilson's dropped back there in the 33, down to 8, so still having a pretty good race. There's the yellows are still down there at turn 2. They may withdraw that in a lap or two, hopefully.
I don't think so, not where that car's sitting.
They've done well to keep it green at least, not throw the safety car out. Localised yellows. It's a pretty big battle pack, this one. Gray, McLeod, Hansford, Dontis, and Nathan Pretty at the back. Jeremy Gray, a race winner here back in 2010 when he was on the podium.
Yeah, and Hansford's really helping his cause, so you can see McLeod, he's watching his mirrors and watching where he's going. It's just allowing Gray to get away. So McLeod just has to forget he's there and drive it out the front, try and get back on his bumper.
Here comes Pretty. He's got half a chance here at Dontis.
Oh, it's on.
He's got nearly to the inside of him.
He's got to the inside.
He's got that overlap.
Not enough. They'll give each other room here.
Good racing. Great onboards. We look out the back.
Nathan will try and go for the switchback. Donaldson will just park it on the apex, which he does. Doesn't allow him to cut back in. This is a drag race here. Nathan might have out-snooked him. If he can just clear him before the yellow flag point, which he does.
Good move.
Good move.
Around the top.
On the high line. At the last turn.
Oh, yellows have been withdrawn, and McLeod pounces as a result.
Okay, he'll run him wide here. Just park him on the fence. Runs him out of track.
A little bit courteous. Gave him some breathing room.
He'll have to do the same here as well.
Now he's got it
clear.
He's through.
Now he's just got to dig hard here and try and get a ute length on Gray. Well, really hustle it through this part of the track.
Dear. There's damage here.
That's on the chip, mate. Yeah.
That's the second time this weekend, that car. Well, he was on the... Oh, jeez. All right, so Troy Dontis involved in this one. I was going to say he did have a hung throttle in qualifying Matty Nolan.
Okay, that looks similar.
We could hear it. It was up on the limiter.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Hansford, we're still racing here. No sign of a safety car. Yeah. Hang on to it, Jero. Good save. Jeremy
Gray helps McLeod out.
4.3 seconds the lead for Fisher. McLeod needs half a second a lap to catch him. It's going to be a big ask.
It will be.
Unless we get a safety car.
That would spice it up, wouldn't it? Oh, that is a big hit. And you can see the throttle still jammed on that thing. He just hasn't got a gear.
He's been pretty fired up this weekend, Matty Nolan, and that's not going to help his temperament at all. How good's that? They withdraw the yellow flag, and this happens almost instantly. Oh dear, that's a pretty big one down there. A lot of damage to both those cars. And Troy Dontis has to pull it up down the return road. He's got a lot of family up here in this part of the world, Troy Dontis, and of course his brother Craig for that matter. As Hansford keeps pushing, wants third position.
We saw him had a bit of a sniff at 11, previous lap. So his best chance is to set him up through 10. Oh, he's going to have a look here, but that won't be on.
That's brave.
Okay, he's just going to work him over from this point here and aim to get him at 11. So be right on him through this sweeper.
Need a good exit across the bumps, over the train lines.
Is he close enough? Not really. It'll have to be a real late lunge, which it is. And he gets it done.
Uh-oh. Pinch the right front. Gray wants to switch back. Not going to get it. Good move.
Good move. Just slid it to the curb, waited for the tyre to catch up. Just ramped up the throttle and drove away from him.
Oh, Gray having half a sniff at the last corner. Might just make this work. Hansford pinches the tyre.
Have to run him out of road to do it.
Now, I imagine the yellow flags are back out down at turn 2, so they have to try and sort this out, Paul.
Here comes Nathan Pretty. He's in there as well. He might give him a bit of a bump draft here and try and push him through.
Oh, boy. side by side, 200 k's an hour. Do we have the yellow flags? Well, these boys aren't looking at flags right now. They're looking squarely across at each other.
Nathan will capitalise out of this.
Hansford finally makes it stick permanently. Pretty with a good exit, might have a shot at turn 3. No. Good racing. They were just leaning all over each other.
Yeah, Gray just squeezing him over. He knew he had to get across. Just forcing the point. Dontas now is just sitting back thinking it all might go wrong and I just might drive through.
Oh, Gray a little bit sideways out on the concrete. Speaking of sideways.
Bit of rear steer here.
This thing's driving like a forklift. Look at it. Oh, man.
Yeah, I think you'd want to pit, wouldn't you?
He's determined. I'll give him that, Matty Nolan. It's his first time back in the Utes this weekend.
She's all messed up.
Look at the angle of the steering wheel. Oh, no.
Yeah, at this point, you're better to come in because if something breaks, which we saw here last year, it's a massive, massive hit if you hit that concrete.
Well, he's going to push on and see if he can bring that thing home in 13th. Haven't seen much of Steve Owen in this race. I think he got caught up in that opening lap skirmish.
Opening lap, and he's now punching out some good sector time, Steve, but he's back in 10th.
Here comes Roll Harris in the 68, fastest on the track.
Yeah, so we have Cedars, then we have Steve Owen.
Now Nathan Pretty needs some points here with the championship leader down in 9th. If he could finish 4th, well, you do need to be a mathematician to know that that will help. Oh man, I tell you what, Gray's rears, they're long gone. They are sliding out of every single corner at the moment. Very loose rear on the Bendemeer Ute. Nathan Pretty celebrated his birthday here on Thursday. Feels like everyone's got birthdays this weekend. He's going to try and pick up one more spot, but he's got Dontas to worry about too, who's going along for the ride. Race 2 for the Australian V8 Utes here. We're in the second half of their championship, this reverse grid race. As per usual, Paul is living up to the hype. Here comes Roll Harris. Harris is going to... Wow, Edwards covering off the line, the three-time champ. He's like,
Right, we'll get him here.
Good to see.
Forcing it.
The local lad has come to race. He says, oh boy, here we go, this is on.
Yeah, Ryle won't take that too kindly, getting shoved.
Wants the over-under and hasn't quite got it.
Yeah, and if he's not passed him down at turn 2 this time, I'll be very surprised.
If you're going to take on the local racer, his home turf, you've got to expect a bit of pride to be on the line.
Moving around in front of him.
How does he take turn 2? Will he park it on the defensive side? Meanwhile, Pretty. Oh, he gets into the rear of Gray this time.
Back up. Nice job, Nathan. So tipped him out, then straightened him back up. And Dontas, as we predicted a couple of laps ago,
picked up both of them.
Said, thanks for coming, boys.
Now, I wonder if he'll redress that. It's the magic word in supercars these days, redress. I think he's trying to.
He's trying to, mate, yeah. Either that or he's wounded.
He's pointing, no. Yeah. He's saying, I need you to go around me. I don't want to get a penalty for what happened.
So let him go, which he does.
that is the ugliest redress I've ever seen.
Wow.
And now he's going to lose his spot to Edwards.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do it there. Maybe he has got a problem.
No, he just got on the grass, I reckon. Once you get grass and stuff on those tyres, it takes a while to get it off.
Now he's going to fall back into the clutches of Cedars. It's all gone horribly wrong for Nathan.
He let Gray through to readdress it, and when Gray got there, he just parked him on the grass and let him know what he thought.
I'm trying. Okay, so this is where it started. Turn 2. Nathan Pretty.
This is Nathan his best. He knows he's done wrong, right? Tips him out, straightens him back up. I reckon he did that deliberately to straighten him back up. He said, I can help the guy out. I don't want to really waste him.
From Donna's point of view, it's to see his part, and he thanks everyone for their help.
Yeah, and Gray is a little bit at fault there too. He just turned in like Nathan wasn't there. If he had to give him a little bit more room, that would have been right.
Now, he's trying to let him through at this point.
He just runs him out of road.
But Gray, still with a little bit of ill feeling about what happened a couple of corners ago.
See you, mate.
Sends him out there.
And then from this point on, it'll take Nathan 3 corners for his rear tyres to recover and loses 2 more spots.
That was messy. Meanwhile, at the front, the boys are really catching Andrew Fisher. They've taken a huge chunk of time out of him. That gap was nearly 5 seconds. It's down to 2.8.
2.8. So Fisher will be just monitoring that, and he'll be in tyre conservation mode.
Here we go. First and second in the points now. And this car of Pretty's is really starting to struggle.
It could have a bit of front end damage. Let's see if he lets Cedars go. Looks like he will.
He's a sitting duck.
Yeah.
And this will be really frustrating Nathan Pretty. He was in to claim a big points haul over the points leader here today, but unfortunately it's not really worked out for him. I wonder if he's that left front slowly deflating maybe.
I reckon it's a bit of toe out. The toes are out. Looking at it, left front seems to be a bit cross-eyed.
Two to go. The gap, 2.4 seconds. It's a big ask for McLeod to catch and pass Fisher from here. As we watch first and second in the points, duking it out. Nathan Pretty knows he hasn't really got anything to fight with down at turn 2. And this championship is looking good for David Cedars. If anything, it's Ryan Hansford, 30 of the points, who's going to be the beneficiary out of all this.
We're down to 1.1 seconds here.
He's catching
McLeod is catching him. This is going to be on. And Hansford's coming with him.
Hansford could do with a race win.
So, a second in the first sector. McLeod's taken out of Fisher.
Oh, Fisher really slow.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Maybe he's just really struggling for grip right now. This is going to be on in the last lap. There'll be one to go. And the front three are now very much together on the track, and I think Fisher's struggling to turn right.
6/10 in the second sector. We are going to get a finish here for sure. It's going to be on.
Turn 2 could be the time for McLeod if he can get a good exit here. Fisher's okay with left-handers. It's right-handers that are killing him. Unfortunately, there's 10 of them here at this track, and he's going to take 10 more right-handers to bring it home to the checkered flag. McLeod can win this.
He's definitely in the box seat. See what Fisher does. Is he parking on the white line? No, he leaves the door open.
Turn 11, Paul. Turn 11's the time, I reckon. Just follow him through here. Stick right on his bumper through all of the S-bends and curbs. McLeod, who is a jet at these reverse grid races, has won quite a few of them, could pick up the win. Fisher's going to be...
He's back on the pace. His first sector's quick again.
He's going to be doing a tour of the local schools and jails as part of his Life Choices program.
Good on him.
Jesus
Well, he's
racing
loose through there. McLeod will get a run here. Will he throw it down the inside? Negative. Fisher covers him off.
Okay, if he can get it, he's trying to wrestle.
There we go. Got to be right on him through here. Keep on it.
He's
Keep
close
pushing.
enough.
McLeod needs to be right up there.
Fisher closes the inside line off. McLeod, can he swing back and take the inside at the exit?
He should be able to.
Oh, Fisher parks it there.
Parks
Clever.
it in the apex.
One last chance, the last corner.
Right up the inside. Round the outside goes McLeod.
If he can get the drive off the exit, he might be able to draw level. He nearly does.
Good driving, Andrew Fisher. That is really good defensive driving.
McLeod all over him all the way to the finish line. Can't get there. Good race. 2/10 in it. Fisher back in P1. Good battle between those two.
McLeod liked it as well. He knew it was clean.
And here come the boys in the background. Cedars caught Edwards, couldn't pass him. Nathan Pretty will be frustrated with that one. And it's the Jesus Racing Ute, the Sydney Sider, who has double duties in Touring Car Masters at most of the rounds, with his beautiful XY Falcon, picks up the win by just 0.2 of a second. Ryan Hansford will get a good little points haul for that one. Roll Harris, another good drive from Roll. Even what happened with all the carnage, he managed to get the fifth.
He was basically last and wheeled it back up to 5th. Nice points haul.